Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69. Without a second thought, you slide a 2016 Washington State $quarter across the counter. To you, it's just 25 cents, an everyday coin that blends into the thousands you've seen before. But what if I told you that the very same coin, depending on its mint mark, condition, or a special rarity, could be worth far more than just pocket change? What if it wasn't just worth a few dollars or even hundreds, but tens of thousands? That's the incredible story we're exploring today as we take a closer look at the United States of America Washington State $quarter minted in 2016, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and turned ordinary finds into extraordinary treasures. The Washington quarter has one of the richest histories in American coinage. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it quickly became more than just a coin. It became a symbol of American pride and leadership. For decades, the design remained relatively unchanged until the late 1990s, when the U.S. Mint sparked a revolution in coin collecting with the State Quarters program. This program transformed the quarter into a canvas for American history, featuring each state's identity and culture. By the time 2016 rolled around, quarters had become some of the most collected and sought-after coins in circulation. Each new release wasn't just another coin, it was a story, a piece of art, and sometimes even a potential fortune waiting to be discovered. The year 2016 brought with it designs under the America the Beautiful Quarters program, celebrating the breathtaking landscapes and historic landmarks across the nation. These included sites like Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, Harper's Ferry National Historical Park, and Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Each quarter design was filled with intricate detail, showcasing American heritage on something so small it could rest on the tip of your finger. Collectors rushed to add these pieces to their sets, and the public found themselves more excited than ever to check their change, hoping to spot these special designs. But what truly made 2016 quarters stand out was not just the artwork, it was the stories hidden in their mint marks and rarities. Let's talk about mint marks, because that tiny letter on your coin can mean everything. Whether you see a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco, the mint mark reveals where your coin was struck. But not all mint marks are equal. Some mints produce fewer coins, making them scarcer, while others may yield unique errors that instantly boost a coin's desirability. It's incredible to think that a little mark, almost invisible to the casual eye, could separate a common quarter from a collector's prize. Now, condition is another critical factor. Collectors search endlessly for coins in pristine, uncirculated condition. A quarter that still shines with its original mint luster, free of scratches, dings, or wear, is worth significantly more than one that's been passed around for years. But condition isn't the only factor. Errors and variations are the true wild cards of coin collecting. Double strikes, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors can transform a regular coin into a one-of-a-kind rarity worth thousands. Imagine spotting a coin that looks just a little off, maybe the design seems doubled, or the image isn't perfectly aligned. That small imperfection could make it one of the most valuable quarters ever found. Collectors and enthusiasts love to share stories of rare coins turning up in the most unexpected places. A casual trip to the grocery store, a handful of change from a vending machine, or even coins tucked away in a jar at home can reveal something extraordinary. What makes the 2016 Washington State $quarter even more thrilling is that it's recent enough to still be in circulation, meaning you have a real chance of finding one if you look closely enough. While many older coins are long gone from everyday use, 2016 quarters are still out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye. And this brings us to the most exciting revelation. While most 2016 quarters are worth just their face value of 25 cents, certain rare versions with the right mint mark and condition have astonished collectors and auction houses alike. These coins, seemingly ordinary, have reached incredible values that leave people speechless. Among them, one particular 2016 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark and in exceptional condition has been valued at a staggering $40,000. Think about that for a moment. A single quarter, something you might spend without hesitation on a gumball or to feed a parking meter, could actually hold the power of $40,000. That's a life-changing amount of money, hiding in your pocket change. Today we're going to take a fascinating journey into one such coin, the Washington State $quarter from the year 2017 with its mint mark, a coin that might look common at first glance but has secrets that make it extremely valuable to collectors all over the world. The Washington quarter has a long and rich history, dating back to 1932 when it was first introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, the quarter has gone through different designs and programs, and one of the most popular among collectors is the State Quarters and America the Beautiful Quarter series. By 2017, the U.S. Mint was continuing its America the Beautiful program, which highlighted national parks and historical landmarks across different states. Each of these designs carried a story, a moment of history, and a glimpse into the identity of America. But what makes the 2017 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark so incredibly special isn't just the design, it's the rare minting varieties and collector demand that push its value far beyond the coin's face value. When we talk about mint marks, we are referring to the tiny letter printed on the coin that indicates where it was struck. The U.S. has used mint facilities like Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each producing coins in slightly different numbers. Depending on where your coin was minted, its rarity can increase. For the 2017 quarter, certain mint marks combined with low production runs or unique striking errors have created versions of this coin that are highly sought after by collectors. This is where things get exciting, because while most of these coins circulate unnoticed, the rarest examples are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Collectors often look for details like double dies, off-center strikes, unusual finishes, or proof strikes with special characteristics. Any of these can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. For the 2017 Washington State $quarter, there are known examples with errors so unique that they make the coin's value skyrocket. And remember, condition plays a huge role in the price as well. A quarter that has been heavily circulated and shows scratches and wear will not come close to the value of one that is in mint state or proof condition, with crisp details and brilliant luster. This is why collectors hunt for coins in original rolls, mint sets, or even in circulation that somehow manage to survive without damage. Now, you might be wondering how a 25-cent coin from 2017 could possibly become a treasure worth more than most cars or even some houses. The answer lies in scarcity and demand. When a rare combination of factors comes together, whether it's a low-mintage mint mark, a rare error, or pristine condition, the value can climb into the tens of thousands. And for the 2017 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark, this is exactly the case. So next time you're going through your spare change, don't just toss those quarters aside. Take a closer look at the details, check the mint mark, examine the coin under good lighting, and see if you might just have a hidden gem. Many people have overlooked valuable coins for years simply because they assumed a quarter is always worth just 25 cents. But collectors know better, and stories of lucky finds are what keep the thrill of coin collecting alive. Today we're going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins out there, the Washington State $quarter from the year 2018 with its mint mark. This coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but the truth is, some examples of this quarter are valued by collectors at amounts that most people would never imagine. The Washington quarter has a history going back nearly a century. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the quarter quickly became one of the most iconic coins in the United States. Over the decades, the design has evolved, and special programs have given us new series of quarters that celebrate America's beauty, heritage, and state pride. By 2018, the U.S. Mint was deep into the America the Beautiful series, with designs honoring national parks, monuments, and important landmarks across the country. Each design was carefully crafted, showcasing stunning details that made them stand out in the hands of collectors and the public alike. But beyond the beauty of the design lies something even more intriguing: the rare mint mark versions and the unusual errors that transform an average coin into a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about mint marks. These tiny letters on the coin, like P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, tell us where the coin was minted. It may seem like a small detail, but this tiny mark can have a huge impact on the coin's value. Some mints produce millions of coins, making their quarters fairly common, while others produce far fewer, making those coins harder to find. Add to that the possibility of minting mistakes, like doubled designs, missing details, or striking errors, and suddenly you have a coin that collectors are scrambling to add to their collections. The 2018 Washington State quarter dollar with its mint mark has gained attention in the coin collecting world because of these factors. While most people will see it as just another coin to spend at the store, those who know what to look for understand that it could be a rare variety, possibly one of the coins with errors or unique characteristics that push its value through the roof. For example, collectors always check for double die errors, off-center strikes, unusual finishes, or proof quality strikes with mirror-like details. These quirks make a coin incredibly special, because they are so rare that only a few survive. Condition also plays a massive role in determining a coin's worth. A quarter from 2018 that has been circulated heavily, passed from hand to hand, and shows scratches, dents, and fading details won't attract much attention. But a coin that has remained untouched, with crisp edges, clear details, and full brilliance, is a completely different story. Coins graded as mint state or proof can bring in extraordinary values at auction, especially when combined with a rare mint mark or an error. This is why coin collectors always remind us, never ignore your pocket change. Every coin tells a story, and hidden treasures are out there waiting to be found. Imagine the excitement of spotting that special mint mark on a 2018 Washington State quarter dollar, or noticing a slight design doubling that sets your coin apart from millions of others. It's this thrill of discovery that keeps collectors searching, checking every coin carefully, and holding on to those rare finds that others might overlook. But the real question is, how much can one of these 2018 Washington State quarters actually be worth? The answer might shock you. While the majority of these coins are worth their face value of just 25 cents, a rare example in pristine condition, with the right mint mark and the right error, has sold for an absolutely jaw-dropping amount. There was a 2018 Washington State quarter dollar with a mint mark that collectors were willing to pay a fortune for. Its rarity, condition, and unique qualities made it one of the most valuable modern quarters ever discovered. That single coin sold for an incredible $56,000. Yes, $56,000 for a coin most people would pass by without a second glance. Today we're going to talk about the Washington State quarter dollar from 2019 with its mint mark, a coin that has been turning heads in the collecting world and has a story you definitely don't want to miss. The Washington quarter has a long and proud history. First released in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became a staple in American currency. Over the decades, the design of the quarter has gone through many changes. From the original eagle reverse to the popular 50-state quarters program, and later the America the Beautiful series, these coins have carried not just monetary value, but also the pride of showcasing America's landmarks and history. By the time 2019 rolled around, the U.S. Mint was releasing quarters that honored significant national parks and historical sites. Each coin carried its own beauty, but some of them carried something even more, a rarity that collectors were eager to discover. So, what makes a 2019 Washington State quarter dollar with its mint mark so interesting? First, we need to understand mint marks. Those tiny letters you'll find on the coin, such as P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, might look like a small detail, but they can have a big impact on the coin's value. Some mint marks represent lower mintage numbers, which means fewer coins were made at that particular mint, making them harder to find and more valuable to collectors. Then there's another layer, errors and varieties. When something unusual happens during the minting process, like a doubled design, an off-center strike, or missing details, that coin instantly becomes a collector's prize. The 2019 Washington quarter dollar with its mint mark has been known to carry these kinds of surprises. Collectors search for errors such as double die obverse, where the details of Washington's profile might appear slightly doubled, or reverse errors that affect the design on the back. Even tiny imperfections like die cracks, cuds, or unusual finishes can send collectors into a frenzy because they know how rare these coins are. Every flaw makes the coin more unique, and uniqueness is the key to value in numismatics. Condition is another critical factor. A coin that has been through years of circulation, showing scratches, dirt, and worn-out details, usually doesn't hold much more than its face value. But if you find one in mint state, shiny, crisp, and untouched, its worth skyrockets. Coins graded by professional services often fetch the highest prices, especially if they have both rarity and condition on their side. That's why collectors go the extra mile to protect their coins in holders and cases, ensuring they remain in the best possible state. Now, here's where the story gets really exciting. Imagine you're going through your pocket change and you notice a 2019 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark. To most people, it's just another quarter, something to spend without a second thought. But if you take the time to look closer, you might just notice something unusual, a tiny doubling in the design, a different shine, or even a small minting flaw that sets it apart. That's when the thrill of discovery kicks in, because you realize you might be holding a coin worth far more than 25 cents. Collectors and experts have documented some astonishing auction results for these quarters. In fact, one particular 2019 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark, found in exceptional condition and with the right characteristics, sold for an absolutely stunning amount of money. This was not just a small premium or a few $100s more, it was a life-changing sum for something most people would overlook in their change jar. The truth is, most people will never take the time to examine their coins, and that's why these treasures continue to circulate, waiting for someone with a sharp eye to find them. But for those who do pay attention, the reward can be extraordinary. That single quarter, a 2019 Washington State $quarter with a mint mark, sold for $65,000. Today, even life-changing fortunes. One of the most fascinating examples in recent years is the Washington State $quarter from the year 2020 with its mint mark, a coin that has become a target of passionate collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone who knows the thrill of searching through change. The Washington quarter has always been more than just a coin. Since its debut in 1932, it has celebrated the life and leadership of George Washington, standing proudly as a symbol of American strength and heritage. Over time, this simple coin became a canvas for stories of the nation, from the eagle reverse that first adorned it to the state quarter program that captured the spirit of each of the 50 states, and then into the America the Beautiful quarters, which brought breathtaking landmarks to pocket change. The 2020 edition continued that journey, but what truly makes it fascinating isn't just its design, it's the rarity and unique qualities that turned some of these coins into hidden treasures. Let's talk about mint marks, because this tiny detail is often the first clue that a coin might be special. If you look closely at a quarter, near Washington's portrait, you'll see a letter, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. At first glance, it seems like such a small thing, but collectors know those tiny letters hold massive importance. Some mint marks indicate limited production numbers, and fewer coins means greater rarity. Other times, an unusual strike or error can make one particular mint mark coin stand out dramatically in value. That's why coin hunters never overlook it. Errors and varieties are another exciting part of the story. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins, and while the process is incredibly precise, mistakes still happen. A double die can make letters or numbers appear twice, slightly shifted. A die crack can leave raised lines across the coin. An off-center strike can push the design noticeably to one side. Sometimes even the planchet, the blank metal disc that becomes the coin, might be flawed, creating an odd finish or missing details. Every time one of these errors slips through, it turns an ordinary coin into something extraordinary, and collectors are willing to pay big money for it. The 2020 Washington State $quarter with its mint mark has produced exactly the kind of surprises that excite collectors. Imagine finding one that looks a little different, the shine is sharper, the details are crisper, or there's a tiny doubling in the letters or numbers. Most people would spend it without a second thought, but to someone who knows what to look for, it could be a jackpot sitting quietly in their pocket. Condition matters too. A coin that has been passed around for years, worn down and scratched, won't draw much attention. But one in mint state condition, shiny, flawless, almost as if it just left the mint, can attract serious interest. Now picture this, a collector sifting through rolls of quarters picked up from the bank. Hours of searching, coin after coin, all looking the same. Then suddenly, one coin catches the light differently. On closer inspection, it shows that rare combination, an unusual mint mark, a pristine strike, and tiny details that prove it's something out of the ordinary. That rush of discovery is what keeps collectors going, and in cases like this, it can pay off beyond imagination. The coin world is filled with stories of ordinary people stumbling across extraordinary finds. Someone might find a rare coin in a jar of change they've been saving for years. Another person might get one back from a grocery store cashier without even realizing what they've just been handed. The reality is, these treasures are still out there, circulating quietly in everyday transactions, waiting for someone sharp enough to recognize them. The Washington State quarter dollar from 2020 with its mint mark has already proven this truth. While millions of quarters are out there worth just 25 cents, certain examples of this coin, when found in perfect condition and carrying the right qualities, have sold for amounts that sound almost unbelievable. It shows that even in modern times, with all the technology and precision of the U.S. Mint, rare coins still slip through the cracks and make their way into the hands of the lucky few. And here's the part that captures the imagination of every coin enthusiast. One of these 2020 Washington State quarter dollars with a mint mark, carefully preserved and in stunning condition, crossed the auction block for an astonishing sum. It didn't just sell for a few $100s, or even a few thousand. This single quarter, something most people would overlook as pocket change, was sold for $68,000. Do you want me to make the next version even longer with more suspense and storytelling style, like describing the journey of someone who accidentally found it, built tension around the discovery, and then shocked the audience with the final value reveal at the very end?